If the world hates you, just remember that it has hated me first.
In the ancient times when kings were as powerful as gods, one of the most captivating stories in history began to be written. Today, this story, believed by millions of people, focuses on the life of a man who changed the course of human history. Some called him the Son of God. Others saw him as a prophet. For some, he was just an ordinary man adorned with legends. But what was the real story of Jesus? And why did this tale evolve into a myth that stretches from ancient Egypt to Sumer? From the narrow streets of Rome to the present day, this journey will take you not only through Jesus' life, but also into the origins of the legends hidden behind him. If you're ready, let's step into a story that left its mark on history. That night, in a stable in Judea, a young woman named Mary gave birth to a child who would change the world. His name was Jesus, but this was no ordinary birth, because Mary was a virgin. This fact is neither denied in the Bible nor in the Quran. However, did this miraculous story really happen? Or was it just a new face for thousands of years of ancient myths? Get ready, because this journey will illuminate the secrets hidden in the dark corridors of history. From the ancient ages to the present day, the birth of Jesus carries deep meanings not only for Christianity, but for many cultures and beliefs in human history. The concepts of virgin birth and the Son of God are not unique to this story. Throughout history, we encounter similar themes in different civilizations. In the mythological narratives of the ancient world, the relationship between gods and humans, as well as miraculous birth stories, are frequently seen. Now, let's begin tracing the footprints of these common themes in Jesus' birth story. The legend of Rome's founding includes miraculous births and divine connections. The twin brothers Romulus and Remus were born to the war god Mars and a virgin priestess named Rhea Silvia. However, the king, fearing that these children would pose a threat to his throne, ordered them to be killed and placed them in a basket, which was cast into the Tiber River. Miraculously saved by divine intervention, the brothers were nursed and raised by a she-wolf. This story emphasizes both a divine lineage and an extraordinary fate. Alexander the Great, the king of Macedonia and one of history's greatest military geniuses, is not only remembered for his victories. The claim that Alexander was the son of the god Zeus was widespread even during his lifetime. Alexander's mother, Olympias, claimed that Zeus had come to her in the form of a serpent and united with her. These claims reinforced the perception that Alexander was more than just an ordinary man, leading him to be viewed as a divine figure. The powerful king Nebuchadnezzar of Babylon defined himself as the son and chosen one of God. In Babylonian culture, it was believed that the king had a special connection to the gods. To demonstrate this divine bond, Nebuchadnezzar built magnificent temples and was thought to communicate directly with the gods. His claims strengthened his authority both in the earthly and divine realms. These stories highlight the parallels between Jesus' miraculous birth and divine identity. The belief that leaders and heroes in the ancient world had a divine connection is a recurring theme in the stories of societies. In ancient Egypt, pharaohs were regarded not only as kings, but also as the earthly representatives of the gods. According to Egyptian religious beliefs, pharaohs were the sons of the gods, which enabled them to rule with divine rights. Particularly, the sun god Ra was seen as the most important divine ancestor of the pharaohs. For example, pharaohs like Ramses were referred to as the son of Ra. This title meant that the pharaoh carried a divine lineage, and that Ra personally guided him. Ramses depicted himself as the son of the sun on temple walls, inscribing reliefs and texts reflecting this connection. It was even believed that the victories Ramses achieved during his reign were due to Ra's support. Pharaohs were also seen as special figures with the power to communicate with the gods, and the Egyptian people considered them both their leaders and spiritual guides. This belief strengthened the people's loyalty to the pharaohs and consolidated the king's authority. This belief in ancient Egypt serves as an example of how the idea of leaders ruling the world with divine authority, rather than just human power, took root throughout history. This concept echoes in other belief systems, such as Christianity, where Jesus is described as the Son of God. While December 25th is celebrated as the birth of Jesus by Christians, it is important to understand that this date was influenced by pre-Christian beliefs when looking at ancient world cultures. The date particularly overlaps with numerous pagan rituals associated with sun gods and the cycles of nature. In ancient Mesopotamia, especially in Sumer and Babylon, the myth of the god Tammuz holds great significance. Tammuz, the god of agriculture and fertility, symbolized the cycle of death and resurrection. Tammuz's death was believed to occur around December 21st. However, his resurrection was celebrated on December 25th. During this period, the awakening of nature and the return of the sun were symbolized by Tammuz's resurrection. His return was seen as the rebirth of life, the return of light, and the end of the dark times. Christianity adopted the symbolic aspect of Tammuz's resurrection, recognizing December 25th as the birth of Jesus. This aligned with the theme of the sun's return and the victory of light. In the Roman Empire, December 25th was associated with the birthdays of the sun god Sol Invictus, the unconquered sun, and Mithras. Sol Invictus was one of Rome's most important sun gods, and the festival dedicated to him was celebrated on December 25th, the first day after the winter solstice. On this day, it was believed that the sun began to gain strength, the dark days of winter were left behind, and the victory of light was celebrated. The Mithraic cult in Rome also celebrated December 25th as the birthday of Mithras. Mithras, a god particularly popular among Roman soldiers, was believed to symbolize the rebirth of the sun, the victory of life and light. When Christianity rapidly spread throughout the Roman Empire, it did not completely reject the existing pagan traditions, but instead preferred to integrate some of the rituals into its belief system. As a result, December 25th became an important date for both Christianity and ancient pagan beliefs. The description of Jesus as the light of the world and the association of December 25th with the sun made sense within this historical context. Additionally, since many pre-Christian cultures celebrated the birth and resurrection of the sun, Christianity symbolically bridged the gap by relating this date to the birth of Jesus. The celebration of December 25th as the birth of Jesus is actually part of a historical transformation shaped by the influence of ancient pagan beliefs and sun gods. The similarities between Tammuz, Sol Invictus, Mithras, and other sun gods reveal that the origins of this date trace back to a much deeper and multicultural history. The number 12 holds profound meaning across many cultures, religions, and mythologies worldwide. This number goes beyond being a mere mathematical value and forms strong connections with the order of the universe, the gods, and human relationships. In this context, the connections between Jesus and his 12 apostles reflect the significant symbolic meanings of the number 12 in ancient astrological and religious traditions. In Christianity, the most prominent example of the number 12 is seen in the 12 apostles of Jesus. Jesus chose 12 individuals to spread God's message, and he imparted his religious teachings to them. In Christianity, the 12 apostles are not only considered historical figures, but also symbols of God's people. These 12 apostles were chosen to spread Jesus' teachings, guide people towards God, and continue Jesus' legacy. In this context, the number 12 symbolizes the unity and order of the salvation message that Jesus brought to the world. The 12 apostles represent the unity of God's people and the integrity of the faith community in Christianity. The Sumerians, Babylonians, and other ancient civilizations associated the number 12 with the heavens. The Sumerians defined 12 zodiac signs and placed them around the zodiac circle. These signs, determined by the movements of the planets and the changing of the seasons, represented significant cosmic forces that affected human lives. The power and order of the number 12 in this astrological context were later adopted by other cultures. In ancient Greece, the number 12 was associated with the 12 Olympian gods on Mount Olympus. Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Demeter, Ares, Athena, Apollo, Artemis, Hephaestus, Aphrodite, Hermes, and Hestia were the most important gods in Greek mythology, each symbolizing a different natural force or human behavior. The number 12 of these gods symbolized cosmic balance and the representation of different aspects of the world. The number 12 was not just a number, but also a symbol of the order among the gods and the universal harmony. In Jewish tradition, the number 12 also holds significant meaning. In the Old Testament, the people of Israel are descended from the 12 sons of Jacob, and these 12 sons form the 12 tribes of Israel. It is believed that each tribe represents a different aspect and need of the people. These 12 tribes symbolize the unity of the people of Israel and carry the special mission that God gave them. The 12 tribes form the foundational pillars of the historical and religious structure of the Jewish people. In Islam, the number 12 also has an important place, especially for Shia Muslims. In Shi'ism, the 12 imams, regarded as the true leaders of Islam, are descendants of Ali. These imams are considered important figures who represent both religious and worldly order. The belief in the 12 imams is one of the central tenets of the Shia sect in Islam, and the number 12 signifies the spiritual and moral order of Islam. The universal meaning of the number 12, with its connotations of order, unity, and balance, carries a strong symbolic weight. Through Jesus' 12 apostles, this number forms the foundation of Christian belief. At the same time, this number appears across different cultures and religious beliefs as an expression of universal truths. From the Sumerians, Greek mythology, Judaism, and the belief in the 12 imams in Islam. The number 12 stands out as a symbol representing the order of the world and the universe. Jesus' 12 apostles also carry this universal meaning, and the unity under Jesus' leadership forms the core of Christian faith. In the artworks depicting Jesus' birth and teachings, the symbolism of the sun holds an important place. This symbolism not only pertains to Christianity, but also reflects a powerful heritage from ancient civilizations. The Sumerians, Egyptians, and other ancient cultures considered the sun as a divine force, a source of life, and a symbol of cosmic order. It is argued that the sun symbolism present in depictions of Jesus also carries traces of these ancient beliefs. In ancient Egypt, the sun god Ra was considered one of the highest divine figures. Ra was a god who illuminated the world throughout the day, bringing life and ensuring justice. His symbol was often depicted with a solar disk above his head. Around this disk, sometimes serpent-like figures were present, symbolizing the power and life that the sun created. In Egyptian mythology, Ra's daily journey involved descending into the underworld at night and rebirthing in the morning, emphasizing the cyclicality of life and the cosmic importance of the sun. Ra's symbolism extended to the Roman Empire as well. In Christianity, the sun disk depicted around Jesus' head signifies his identity as the Son of God and his divine power to illuminate the world. This parallel directly mirrors the ancient sun god Ra. The Sumerians and Babylonians also regarded the sun as an essential divine symbol. In Sumerian mythology, the sun god Shamash represented both justice and life. Shamash provided illumination and guidance for humanity. In Babylon, the sun god Shamash was depicted similarly, embodying divine wisdom and justice that he brought to earth. In these cultures, the sun was not merely a physical light source, but also a divine force that maintained cosmic order. In Christianity, Jesus is described as the light of the world, and the depiction of Jesus surrounded by a sun disk symbolizes his divine light and his coming to show the way to humanity. This connection between Jesus and light demonstrates shared characteristics with ancient sun gods. In Rome, Sol Invictus, unconquered sun, was one of the most significant gods. This deity, especially celebrated on December 25th, symbolized the rebirth of the sun and the triumph of light over darkness. Sol Invictus's divine power was often depicted as a reflection of the sun's brilliance. Similarly, Mithras, another sun god popular in the Roman Empire, was especially revered among soldiers, with his birth celebrated on December 25th, symbolizing the renewal of light and the triumph of good over darkness. These solar cults intertwined with Christianity. When Christianity began celebrating Jesus' birth on December 25th, this date overlapped with the festival of the ancient sun god Sol Invictus. Christianity, by identifying Jesus as the light of the world, used this shared symbolism to emphasize his divine nature and cosmic significance. In early Christian art, especially during the Byzantine period and early Middle Ages, Jesus was frequently depicted surrounded by a sun disk. This depiction symbolized Jesus as the Son of God, a universal light and savior. This symbolism reflects Jesus' divine nature and the light of salvation he brought to humanity. Additionally, the association of Jesus' birth and death with light triumphing over darkness refers to the life-giving power of the sun. Jesus' birth, symbolized as the end of darkness and the return of light, and his resurrection after death symbolized the dawn of a new era. The sun symbolism in Jesus' depictions carries a heritage that goes beyond Christianity, reflecting a deep connection to ancient civilizations. From Egypt, Sumer, Babylon to Rome, many cultures regarded the sun as a divine force and associated it with mythological figures. Jesus' birth and life bear parallels to these ancient sun gods, as he is believed to be the divine light for humanity. While historical documents support Jesus' existence, it is undeniable that his life and teachings evolved into a mythological structure over time. Jesus' life, death, and resurrection transcend a historical event to become deeply symbolic, carrying religious and cultural significance. Therefore, whether or not Jesus' existence is definitive, his figure, shaped by historical traces and mythological symbolism, remains one of the most influential and inspirational figures in human history. In this context, the life and influence of Jesus must be examined beyond historical inquiry, exploring cultural, religious, and symbolic meanings. Jesus continues to be a universal light and guide for humanity, transcending beyond history. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this, don't forget to follow us. Let us know in the comments what topic you'd like us to explore in our next video.